good morning everyone, or maybe it's afternoon or evening wherever you are. My name's Jenny and I'm passionate about journals. Sometimes I use mixed media, sometimes I colour, but I almost always include a written element somewhere, even if it's only a quote. So if you clicked on today's video, you're probably wondering about the story and about that clickbaity title, sorry about that. I thought I'd tell you the story while we watch me colouring in this title page of the new journal that I have. So I'm basically recolouring the first Colour Your Life journal here. Oh, and I must apologise for that daggy band-aid. I'd burnt myself and I thought looking at the band-aid was slightly better than looking at the blister. So let me tell you the story about why I am recolouring this page. Actually, well before the adult colouring craze took off, there was quite a few of us who were already colouring. We used other artists' lines, or we drew our own lines to do this colouring style in. And so I kind of naturally fell into designing my own colouring pages. But for a long time there, I did enjoy doing the pages, and I was like, well, what do I do with these pages now that I've finished them? And the other thing that I like to do is to journal. So I thought, well, why not journal on these lovely colouring pages? And I could even, when I'm designing them, I can make a little space in the middle or somewhere on the page where I can actually write down some of my thoughts. That was about 2015 that I designed this book. And I actually do have a Facebook group too, where you can download a whole heap of free colouring journaling pages. But I decided to put it all together in this book called Colour Your Life. And I took a couple of years to colour it. So I actually finished the whole thing with some of the free pages tucked up inside by about 2018. So all the pages that I've designed have got a prompt attached to them. And the prompt might just be a question. The question's designed to help you think about what you're going to journal. And the journaling itself is generally about yourself, like things like your likes, your dislikes, learning about yourself and your identity. In the end, my book had about 72 fully journaled pages, all about myself, my life, my goals, my dreams, all deeply personal things. I wasn't at all worried or scared about sharing these things with people online. And I went to go and get the book out to take a photo of a page for somebody. This was about a month ago. We'd been chatting about my colour journaling, and she wanted to see an example. So I went to go and get my book to take a photo, and I couldn't find it anywhere. I turned the house upside down looking for this book. So as you can imagine, this is a pretty personal item for me. I've poured myself into this book, and I cannot find it. I'm starting to get pretty upset here. By the end of the second day, I'm starting to think, oh, what's happened to this book? Have I accidentally thrown it out? And then I remembered that one night my cat had been locked into a room in our house, and she'd gotten up onto a table and peed on some stuff. Of course, as you can imagine, we were pretty annoyed about the whole experience, and we didn't really want to deal with this mess. But there was quite a few papers on the table, and we just kind of grabbed them in a bundle, and I said, I'll just chuck them. I don't want to go through it, just chuck them. That was like a few weeks before I realised that I'd lost the book. So I'm thinking, I eventually realised I must have thrown out the book with all those things that the cat had peed on. Pretty devastating, but I'm telling myself, okay, look, I've got to let this book go. This has happened. Yes, it was a big thing for me. I've poured myself into this book, but yes, I've lost some memories here, but I can redo this book and I can video the process for other people to follow along with, and I can turn it into a positive thing. And so that's why I'm colouring this Colour Your Life title here at the moment, and I videoed it. But then guess what? The book turned up. I was absolutely delighted. It turned out that I'd given the book to my daughter-in-law to take some sort of professional-looking photos to put on Instagram, and I'd totally forgotten that I'd given her the book. I had asked her and she said, oh yeah, I think I might have something like that. But by this stage I was so convinced that the cat had peed on it and I'd thrown it out, and I went, oh no, it can't be that, it must be something else. But we went over to her place to pick something up, and she comes out with this book, and I clutched it to my chest and I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you. This is actually just before Christmas, so I thought I was in for a bit of a glum Christmas, but that really brightened things up no end. But by this stage I'd sort of posted online and saying that I'd lost this book, and it was a tragedy, and it was. I was pretty upset by the whole experience, but I sort of said to people, look, I think I'm going to recolour this book anyway. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do it anyway. Things have changed. I had a look through some of the pages, and yes, some of them are still the same, but a lot of things have changed. Like my family has grown, I have different pets, even like the house has changed. We've had decorations done. We've been on holidays that I'd been dreaming about. And I thought, well, okay, you know what? I'm going to recolour this book and I'm going to document where I am now. But I tell you what, I'm taking better care of these books from now on. They are not staying on the table overnight. And the whole experience really did teach me a big lesson about who I am and what's important to me. For those of you who don't know me, you might not know that I actually teach art journaling classes online and also in person. And just recently my life coach asked me, why is that important to me? And I really struggled to come up with an answer. I really do enjoy the creative process, and that's definitely part of why I teach art journaling. But I could just teach mixed media art. It's the journaling that really adds extra meaning to it for me and for the people that I teach. So why is that? And she helped me realise that I really deeply value life. I think life is precious. We've been given this gift, and everybody does something different with their life. Journaling helps us to express that and to maybe even record what we're doing and to help us plan what we're going to do next. So here I am recolouring the title page of my Colour Your Life book, and if you stick around towards the end of the video, I'll show you a little comparison, which I'm so delighted that I'm able to do now that I've found that book, or it's turned up, a comparison between the one that I'm colouring here and the page that I coloured in 2000, I think it might have been 2015. So not only has my colouring style changed, my preferences have changed, but I'm just so happy that I can do this comparison now. If you've gotten this far in the video, thank you so much for listening and for sticking around. And if you're interested in doing your own journaling, maybe colour journaling or maybe art journaling, you might consider subscribing to the channel. I'm planning on recolouring this entire book and videoing the process, and hopefully I can encourage you to do your own journaling. And if you happen to have this book, it's available from Lulu, and I'll leave the link in the description. But if you do have this book, maybe I can give you some hints and some suggestions on how you might colour it, or what you might write in it. If you do happen to colour in and journal on one of your pages that I've designed, you can come along and join my Facebook group. I'll leave the link for that in the description as well. The group's been a bit quiet lately, so I'd really like to rejuvenate it and to get people participating again. And if you have any requests for a page on a particular topic that you would like to explore, please let me know. You can do that in the comments here, or you can do that in the Facebook group. So here's the two finished pages side by side, and I honestly say I like both of them. They're very different. I like this one because I remember doing this one, and I did finish this in 2018. I remember it was one of the last pages that I coloured rather than the first. I'm not really sure why, but I remember thinking that I just wanted a riot of colours because like my life was a whole riot of different things. And with this one, I felt like I wanted a more harmonious palette. So I wanted colours that went together. I wanted it to look like a complete and cohesive page. So I'm wondering what that's saying about my life between 2018 and 2024. But I do like both of them. I really like the glitter that I've used on this page. There is a little bit of glitter in this one as well, but I'm not sure if it's because it's where it's positioned. There you go, maybe you can see that. But I don't know, maybe I use the glitter a little bit more effectively on this page. But it shows I do still like a lot of sparkle in my life. But yeah, I'm just absolutely delighted that I can compare the two and that I've actually restarted this journey. I'm really looking forward to getting into and colouring more pages and journaling about my life. As I did before, looking at the changes and expressing who I am. I really do hope you want to join me on this journey, or maybe you would just like to see what I do. But in any case, thank you so much for watching this video. And I'm a little bit slow at making these videos. I'll make them as fast as I can, but it's not my full-time gig. Thanks for watching. And now I'm going to go and put these two books away carefully. See you next time.